Hi everybody! So for today's video, we're going to be comparing 4 vertical blown flutes from different parts of the world. First up, we're going to have the quena, which is from the Andean region of South America, typically associated with Peru. Second is going to be the Danso from Korea. Third is going to be the Xiao from China. And then fourth is going to be the Shakuhachi from Japan. So let's go ahead and take a listen. So there you have it, all 4 of the instruments played back to back. Now I do want to mention that I played all of these instruments without the typical embellishments and stylings that you'd expect to hear when listening to these instruments being performed. And that's because for this video, I really want to focus in on the tone and color difference of each of the instruments. Now I do want to say that I was actually really surprised when listening back to these instruments played back to back. Because sometimes what we hear as a performer and what we hear as an audience member can be really different. And that's exactly what happened to me in this case. So I want to go ahead and start first with the Tanso. Tanso is the smallest of all the instruments I played today. And usually with a smaller instrument, you think of it as having a louder, brighter, more strident tone, even higher in pitch, right? But this one actually had by far the quietest sound, and it's very mellow as well, but by far the quietest of all the instruments I played today. And if you look at it, size comparison next to the Shakuhachi and also next to the Xiao, I mean, it's half the size of the Xiao basically. And this actually plays in the same register as these instruments as well. So I just thought that that was really interesting. The second instrument I want to mention is the Xiao. I love playing the Xiao, and typically what I hear in my head when I play it is a breathier sound. But when I listened back, it actually didn't have as breathy a sound as what I was imagining. Now, I do want to mention that there are 2 distinct styles of Xiaos. This one is a northern style of Xiao with a covered top. You can also find them with an open top. The second style of Xiao is a southern Xiao, and it actually looks very similar to a Shakuhachi. It's not a Shakuhachi, but it's also made from the root end of the bamboo, so they look very, very similar. Now, finally, I want to mention that, of course, as I've said before, the blowing edges for all these instruments are similar, but different. All the ones I have today are U-shaped, different types of U's. So here the quena has a little bit of deeper, larger U versus the Shakuhachi, which is a little bit wider and flatter. Now, different makers have different ways of making their instruments. You can also find blowing edges that are V-shaped or even like a square and rectangle shape. Just depends on the maker. So speaking of variety, you can find all these instruments made from a variety of materials, different types of bamboo, different types of wood, plastic. These all have their own unique fingering system, but depending on the maker and the model, you can find them with different numbers of finger holes. And of course, you can buy them in different tones or keys. I hope that you found this comparison as interesting as I did. Feel free to let me know if there's an instrument that you like best or if there's a similarity or difference that surprised you. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.